Hi. Oh my god, my mic worked first try this time. That's so crazy. Last couple of streams, whenever I've turned the stream on, the mic just randomly stopped working. That's nice. What joy. Already the start of a good stream. I think this is the sign of many good things for us personally, all of us. The whole of the Twitch community. Hi everybody. It's upside down. Hi everybody. Kimber, winner, Ganyo. Kimber. I don't think anybody's ever been first who isn't you. You're always the first to redeem, and I think that's so cute. It's your redeem. It's the Kimber redeem. It's your redeem. Hi everybody. How are we? How are we doing? I'm minorly dying, to be quite frank. I'm minorly dying. And by minorly dying, I mean I'm dying less than I was yesterday. But oops. Hey, I'm so glad you've gone live. Got some con crunching to be doing. Oh my god, fabrics. I'm so sorry about your con crunch, but also I'm so glad you're here. What are you working on, if you don't mind me asking? I love hearing what people are working on while I'm streaming. That is some of the fun of streaming for me, is just like listening to what other people are working on. Because I love when people come to streams and they work on things too, and then we're all like working on things together. It makes me feel like those like old lady craft hours. I love my old lady craft hours. I'm fistfighting Toga right now, to be quite honest. A Heimerdinger cosplay! Two opposite ends of the spectrum, Himiko Toga and Heimerdinger. That's awesome. Is it Arcane Heimerdinger or is it League Heimerdinger? Because I know they're like a little bit different. um, I am working on patches today. I will go through my pile. Arcane Season 1. Oh hell yeah. I'll go through my pile of patches that we're working on today. Bees. Project Seeds. This is a commission I got. This is a commission that I'm being paid to make. I love my job. It literally just says Astarion's juice box in the Baldur's Gate font. And this is my job. This is what I get paid to do. I love my job so much. A couple of Be More Chill little bunny rabbits, the actual patches. These are patches that are on Michael Mel's hoodie in Be More Chill, because he has like 30 patches on his hoodie or something. But these patches specifically don't get made anymore. So now I make them. And more bees. I have a lot of bees. OMG, that's beautiful, right? It's so fun. I am never not grateful for the people that commission me, because sometimes they bring me the most fun projects ever. Or they'll like bring me like something silly like this, and I'm like, yes, I do want to make that for you. I do want to make something silly for you. The sillier the better, frankly. If you come to me and you're like, I can't find anybody else who wants to make this, and it's like completely silly and self-indulgent, I'd be like, yes. If somebody ever came up to me and they were like, hey, I want to make a pattern for a cosplay of my OC, I'd die. I'd be like, oh my god, can we get started now? Can we get started now? Can we start working now? I love when people bring me like weird things for commissions. They're never too weird for me. I always love them. Before I get started, I do have to redeem my daily haunting though, because I do want to see what my daily haunting is. So don't mind me. What'd I get? Eric! My sweet boy. That's such a haunting photo of him, considering that before stream I was like napping and resting on my couch, and he came and like laid next to me for 2 hours. And then when he got up to stretch, I thought, oh my god, he's leaving me. And he came to like lay on my chest and cuddle with me. It was so beautiful. Your first daily haunting? It's Sam. It's Scrap Baby. It's Sam as Scrap Baby. I love that picture. Same, OMG. I love anything niche and small, because like that's when you see the real passion and love for a character. Exactly. I keep having people ask me when I'm gonna cosplay Zanirith. Specifically, one of my best friends who was around for like the inception of Zanirith, keeps asking me, when are you gonna cosplay Zanirith? And I'm like, look at her silly little design with like her little fringe, her little sparkly fringe jacket, and like her bodysuit. Like if I, wait, if I, They bring her up like this. Like, she's so cute. She's got giant thigh-high boots. And, like, she's a relatively simple costume because I wanted to make her, like, a simple, easy-to-draw design. And I think she'd be so fun to cosplay. The only thing is the wig would be a nightmare, and I sorry, I'm sick. I would need to buy like one of those drag queen breastplates to do her justice because I don't have what she's got going on here. I have what the kids call this flat. I have flat. I accidentally gave my Chapel Roan cosplay too much of a curve around like the chest, and I had to buy a push-up bra to be able to fill it out, and I still don't think it's going to be enough. I'm that flat. It's bad. I also have a new redeem. If you all will humor me for a second, I have a new redeem. I believe it's called Jelene's Vocal Stim, and it gets Zenirith's little. Zenirith has her own pet, like gelatinous cube named Jelene. Um, and she will show up and she will just say something random. So, for example,
was that the bite of 87?
oh my god, wait, that was the most perfect. That was the most perfect first vocal stim in the world. Thank you, Jillian. Was that the bite of 87? Speaking of drag. God, it's so good. Speaking of drag, you so could bring more drag elements and skills into the wig rather than cosplay. Exactly. Since I'm making Chapel Roan right now, I'm about to start styling her wig at some point. I have about a month. Scary. Month. Scary. To style her wig. And it's like a classic drag wig. Like, it's almost like Zenirith's hair in a way. And so I think Chapel will be like a good tester to like test out my drag wig styling and see if I could tackle something like Zenirith. Because she's got a lot of hair. I think if I want to do Zenirith justice, I'd have to like stack 2 wigs together, which I've done before. I have stacked 2 wigs together. It's very fun, honestly. It's just daunting, but she'd be so fun. It really is that Big T's double stack drag wig vibe. She is based off of Dolly Parton. Zenirith is based off of Dolly Parton. That was a big thing, especially with her original non-current design, like her previous design, if I can grab a photo of it. Was very Dolly. It was very, she was originally intended to be like fantasy Dolly Parton for my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Let me get my favorite commission of her, because I think it really shows off the fact that she's, there we go. This was her original design. And I think you can see a lot of the fantasy Dolly Parton in this. Her outfit literally was based on an outfit that Dolly wore. Big hair, big personality. That's what we'll call it, big personality. Personality. But yeah, I think it'd be a Big T's double stack drag wig. And it'd be so fun. What did I join stream on? This is Zenirith. What do you mean? What do you mean what I joined stream on? It's just Zen. It's just Zen. That's just what she looks like. What do you mean? This was a Skeb commission that I got like 3 years ago. If you don't know what Skeb is, it's like a commission website, but you don't really have any communication with the artist. You essentially submit like your character references and you say, I want this. And then in a certain amount of time, they'll just like give you back a piece of art. So I literally said, can you draw Zenirith in a tavern? And they came back with this, and it is the biggest and most fake that her dazzling double set of personalities have ever been drawn. And it makes me laugh so much. She's so funny. Also, oh my god, I just got a new Zenirith commission. Let me scale this up. Can we talk about how cute this is? Can we please talk about how fucking cute this is? This is the artist. I'm posting that. Brawa Nana. Little Tamagotchi Zenirith. She's so sweet. Let me, wait. I hold her in my hands so tenderly. My little girl, I hold her in my hands. She's so cute, and this artist was, like, so wonderful to work with, and this is probably one of my new favorite Zenirith commissions, because they just, like, got it. They got it. They understand her. I need one more Jolene vocal stim. Sorry, this new redeem kills me. I need one more.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, Jolene Vocal Stim, I love you so much. But yeah, all that to say, we're finishing patches today. I figured this will be a little bit of a shorter stream because I don't quite know if I have the mental brain capacity in my sickness to do pattern making. But I figured we'd like sit here and chat and work on patches. You know, as we always do. Sit here, chat, work on things. And yeah, I have a lot of patches to make, so. Oh my god. Why do I keep burping? Is this like a side effect of being sick? This is scary. I've already pre-prepped my patches with their iron-on backings. Which, let me tell you, sometimes people will order sew-on patches from me, and I will add the iron-on backing sometimes just because I think it makes the back of the patch look so much cleaner. Like, it sticks everything down and it puts like a clear coating of glue on top of it, obviously. But I think it just makes the patches like look and feel so much more professional that I'm always like, oh, I want to add them to every single one. Oh, I need my lint roller. Not that drawer. This drawer. I will peel those off. They're so fun to peel off. That's my favorite part of patch making is like ironing on the backings and then peeling off the paper. It's so good. I'll peel those off. I've done that in the past. Oh my god. Like, wait, like peeling off the glue? Because that's even funnier. You're just like, stimmy, stimmy, stimmy. Oh no, peel off the glue. Oh my god. I'm always afraid that would like damage the patch if it's like super glued on there. Like super glued down. I like the way a patch lays more naturally without the glue. That's fair. I think it's a preference thing, which is why I offer both sew-on and iron-on. But sometimes when people order sew-ons, if I only have iron-ons in stock, I will just give them the iron-on upgrade for free, because iron-ons usually cost like $1 or $2 more, depending on the patch, just because I have to pay for the iron-on backing. But if I only have iron-on patches available, I will just, like, upgrade a customer for free and be like, here you go. But I didn't even consider, because I guess they do lay differently, yeah, and if you want, like, more of a thinner patch that lays a little bit more like fabric, sew-on sometimes is the better option for that. It kind of depends on, like, the density of the stitches as well. Like, for example, on these ones, the little yellow bits here aren't embroidered. It's just the fabric itself. But then, like, these parts are fully stitched, so these are a lot more dense and, like, thick than this part is. If that makes sense. I'm also afraid that the iron-on ones will let go. No, that's real. I'll iron mine on and almost use the iron-on like a basting stitch. And then I'll sew them down. Unless it's on like a thinner fabric. If I'm like putting it on like a denim jacket, I'll always sew it down because I don't trust things to iron to denim. Just because denim's such a thick fabric and it's so hard to get like heat through it, that I will sew it down. But if it's like a thinner fabric, I don't really, unless I'm like very paranoid. Or I want to add like decorative stitching. Like for example, these guys that are the Michael Mell patches for the Michael Mell hoodie. When I made my Michael Mell hoodie, he has a bunch of like decorative stitching around his patches. So mine were like iron on, but then I also decorative stitched them down with like embroidery floss. I usually hand sew all my patches, so it's such a pain on the hands to sew them with the extra thickness with the glue. That's real. That's real. I've been told I usually leave like a little border around my patches because I cut them out by hand. And I've been told by people that it's very, very helpful for sewing the patches down, which is nice. And it's also very, very helpful on my poor hands, because I have to cut these all out by hand. I do not have a laser cutter. I would love to have a laser cutter someday, but for now, I can enjoy the hand parts of the process. I also have a Cricut, which helps with some patches for like cutting out the backings. Like for all of my mouth washing patches, I had the Cricut. that cut out the backings, except for like the first batch of like 50 of them. Because after I cut out 50 of those batches by hand, and I was still getting orders for like hundreds more, I was like, I can't keep doing this. And I started cutting them out on the Cricut. And that was a lifesaver. Ugh. I have one denim jacket that's like crafting themed, that has like a bunch of crafting patches and pins I've collected over the years. But I want to make another jacket that's just all of my patches. Like every single patch I've ever made just attached to a denim jacket, just to become like a monstrosity, because I've made like 50 different patches at this point. Not like ones I've done for commissions, but ones that I sell in my shop. And just put them all on a jacket, like a living museum of my work. I think that'd be really cute. Question, how detailed can one go on a patch? You can go like decently detailed on a patch. The only problem is stitch density and size. The smaller you go, the less detail you are able to get into something, just because you have to worry about stitch density, because if you stitch too much in one spot, it's going to start like affecting the fabric and like starting to like almost bow, I guess, and then that'll cause some issues. And then certain text that's super small, I find I have a hard time with readability on those. So like, for example, these guys are like 4 inches wide. They're like hand sized. And I think the text on these looks pretty good. And I could definitely go smaller with these, and I could go larger with these as well. But certain like really, really tiny letters I have trouble with. Like, do I have a photo of the Hot to Go patches? I actually do, for my stream thumbnail today on YouTube. You can see here, I'll shake it. Actually, I'll make it bigger. Right here at the Hot to Go patch at the top, where it says like, don't you like this beat? That's like a single stitch. That's like a single stitch, like your typical like single machine stitch. And this is probably about as small as I like to go with my letters if you're like writing something out. Because any smaller than that, you're going to start having issues. What was I saying? But like, it's really just a matter of like, sometimes you don't know if something's going to work out until you like test stitch it. So I love a good test stitch, because sometimes I realize, oh, I can't write that out. Or, oh, I could make that bigger, or I could make that smaller. Because you can get pretty detailed. Like, these patches are pretty small. And they have like a decent amount of detail on them, I think. Like, like, they're decently detailed, I like to think. But I wouldn't go any smaller than this on these ones, because these are, when I'm talking about like dense patches, like you have the brown and then you have like the black over top of it with the outlines, you start to get a little bit of like that bowing that I was talking about. Come on. Ugh. But yeah, that was a very long-winded answer to say. Pretty detailed. Pretty detailed, but you have to think like within reason, I guess, is the TLDR answer. Eh. I am like currently sitting here in my pajamas. That's the beautiful thing about VTubing. That's the beautiful thing about streaming. I don't have to look good. I can sit here in my pajamas. After stream today, like 2 hours after stream today, I am interviewing a friend for a YouTube video. And I'm very, very excited about this interview. Don't get me wrong. I literally scheduled it for this day and everything. I just didn't expect to get sick. But I'm interviewing them for a YouTube video where it's going to be filmed. So I'm like very not looking forward to having to like at like 8:30 at night put nice clothes on. Put nice clothes on and like set up all my lighting to look good on camera and have to pretend like I'm not sick and dying. Because I look like I'm sick, to be quite frank. I like look pale and sad. I look pale and sad. Said in the most loving way to myself, I look like I'm sick. This is the only time I'm really working today other than that. Because I was supposed to do more work today, and then I woke up this morning feeling so bad that I was like, ugh. But I didn't cancel stream, because I was like, well, this is like an easy stream for me. And I liked to stream, and I figured doing like one thing would be pretty good for me. And I don't think patching out cuts, I don't think cutting out patches is like heavy on the brain, you could say. It's not like taxing on the brain or anything. It's pretty easy. So I was like, I'll stream. I just originally was going to finish these patches and then start on Chapel's wig, but I decided, no, I'm not going to do that today. No, thank you. I'm good. Rogue thread. Okay, 2. I love peeling the backings off of these. Look at that. Smooth and shiny and gorgeous. Okay, I'm back. I had to deal with my puppy for a moment. Oh my god, your puppy. Tell your puppy I say hi. Unless your puppy's being like a menace, and then tell your puppy I say hi anyways, but also calm down. My parents. I almost just said my parents have a puppy. I guess he's a full-grown dog now. But he's like a little menace, and every time I visit him, I'm like, what is with empty nesters? What is with empty nesters and getting the most loud and aggressive little dogs in the world? Also, I can't find it on your shop page, but do you ship worldwide? I do! I should really clarify that, because I do ship worldwide. I do ship worldwide, however... Oh, no, wait. No, not however. No, he's being very good. He learned paw already, and we've had him 2 weeks. What? I had a dog when I was a wee lad. I had a dog when I was a wee lad. He passed away a year ago. His name was Buddy. He's on my mug. I got art of him commissioned, and then I put it on a mug. And we tried to teach him everything, and let me tell you, he did not want to learn. I do ship worldwide. I should really, like, clarify that on my beautiful website, and clarify that I do ship worldwide, and that I ship tariff-free. That is one thing that I haven't gotten a lot of people asking me about that, but I think they assume because I'm Canadian that they might have to worry about tariffs. But everything I make here in-house in Canada, so I don't have to worry about things like tariffs, which is nice. If I like got things shipped in from China and I was shipping them to the States, I would have to worry about tariffs, which change like every day. But luckily, they backed down on the tariffs with Canada, as far as I know. So, good news for me. But yes, I do ship worldwide. I do ship worldwide. I love shipping things worldwide. I think one of these patches that I'm cutting out now is going to Australia. I get quite a few orders from people in Australia, and it always makes me very happy, because you're about as far away from me as you, like, as somebody on this planet, like, physically could be. And it's beautiful. Yeah, my first dog was like, what he only knew sit and drop, whereas Merlin, the pupper, just naturally sits by your feet. That's so sweet. Merlin. That's such a sweet name, too. I'm kind of obsessed with your puppy, and I've not even seen him. Merlin's my bestie now. Ugh, and this is why I hate using fabric that isn't felt. It frays so much. This is twill, I believe. It's the only patch material I have that is in red is twill. It's a little annoying to have to trim it all down, but looks good in the end, so it's worth it. And I only have to make one of these. Eh, 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 eh. He's a red fox lab that's about 13 weeks old. He's so small. Oh, shut up. That's so sweet. Buddy was a Shih Tzu miniature dachshund. So he started small and he stayed small, and he always looked like a puppy, even when he was like an old man, which I think was so cute of him. And then my parents have a miniature dachshund. His name is Reuben. My parents have a miniature dachshund. His name is Reuben. And if you place like a physical order from me, like from my website cospayton.com, I usually like to throw in like a freebie sticker or two. And I have a couple of extra B grade Reuben stickers because I drew my mom art of Reuben and I made it into a sticker for Mother's Day. But I messed a couple of them up, so I just like decided to include them in my B grade pile. So if you order from me and you get a sticker and it looks like a miniature dachshund, that's why. It's Reuben. I really want a dachshund. They're so cute. I love a dachshund. I love that technically both dogs that have been in my presence in my life, in my family, have been dachshunds. I think that's really beautiful. Because Buddy was like a Shih Tzu miniature dachshund mix, but he looked kind of like a Jack Russell, which was scary. Because we were like, are you sure you're a Shih Tzu miniature dachshund mix? Like, are you positive that's what you are? And he'd just stare at us and then get like a little bit too excited and pee on the floor. Like, we trained him. I need to stress, we trained this dog. Like, we taught him how to sit, we taught him how to do a bunch of things. The only things he was able to do was sit and speak his name. And then he would get too excited if you came home and you'd been gone for anywhere from like 5 minutes to 5 hours. And he would just pee on the floor. He'd be so excited, he would pee on the floor. It does not matter if he just went outside. He would pee on the floor. He would be so stinking excited about seeing like another human being. And he would do that his entire life. Like, puppy, grown adult, old man. So we just learned not to say hi to him when we walked in the door. We just ignore him and then we'd be like, okay, go outside. Go outside, get it out of your system, and then come back. One patch. Would you trust this buddy? Yes or no? I think the beautiful thing is that I just like inherited my cat when my partner Peter moved in, because that's Peter's cat. Our cat Eric is Peter's cat that Peter brought with him when he moved here from Florida all the way to Canada. And he's just become my cat now too. Like, that's just my cat Eric. That's my little boy. He's my little stinker. He's my little stinker, and I love to complain about him. But then every night, or at least almost every night, I go to bed, and he's like, and I'll go to bed, and he's just like laying on my pillow. And it's the cutest thing in the world. And I'm like, how could I ever be mad at you? How could I ever be mad at you because you walk up to me while I work and bite my ankles for no reason? Because you're so sweet. In this moment, you are actually the sweetest man in the world. These little bunnies are so finicky to cut out because they're so small. But they look so cute when they're done. Ugh, I love these guys. I love these guys. I don't get too many orders for them, obviously, because Be More Chill has not been relevant in a hot minute. But they're so cute. Come on, look at this little guy. That's my friend. Ugh. Okay, there we go. I have been watching the new season of Drag Race. I don't know if anybody else has been watching the new season of Drag Race, like All Stars 10. Um, Specifically because it's only on Paramount Plus or Crave if you're in Canada. But like it's specifically like a streaming service exclusive, which is a little bit annoying. But so far it is one of like the better All Stars Drag Race seasons that I've seen, and we're only 3 weeks into it. And every time I watch it, I am like utterly obsessed with Bosco. I was obsessed with Bosco on her season. I've become more obsessed with Bosco in All Stars. I think she's the most beautiful woman in the world. And whenever she's on TV, I literally can't focus on anything else. Like, I watch it with Peter and our beautiful mod, Merciless Gecko Kimber. And I will, like, miss what's going on TV. Because, like, Bosco is there. And I'm literally that TikTok audio where it's like, blah, 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 place name, proper name, backstory stuff. And I'm just, like, swooning whenever she's on screen. It's so funny. But the way they're doing this All-Stars is they're doing it in groups of 6. Bosco. They're doing it in groups of 6. So they have 6 competitors compete for 3 weeks. And then the top 3 from those from that group of competitors will go to the semifinals. So we just finished the 3 weeks that Bosco's on, and Bosco's part of the first group of All-Stars out of the 3 of them. So now I have to wait 6 more weeks until I see Bosco on my TV again, and I might actually go crazy. I get used to having Bosco on my TV weekly. I was like, this is awesome. This is awesome. I could do this all the time. I missed this. Because she was one of my favorites on her season. So the fact that she's back on TV and she's gotten, like, exponentially better than she was, and she was already good the first time around, I'm like, ugh. Brother, I can't do this. I'm too gay for this. But I'm going to miss her. And I'm going to have to wait 6 weeks, 7 weeks to see her again. I'm like, oh. A heem. Ugh. Drag Race as a show is also so funny for me because Daily Haunting! Wait, I'll pause. Horrifying picture of me, thank you. That was me when I was cosplaying GLaDOS from Portal. And I was halfway through wiping my makeup off and I realized I looked like just horrendous. I just looked horrendous. And I was like, I need to take a picture of this right now. Because I think the worst photos that you can take of me in cosplay are 0.5 lens photos and then photos of me where my makeup is like half off. Especially if it's body paint. Half off body paint I think is so funny when it's like half smeared off my face. And I look like, you know when you give like a 2-year-old a coloring page and some crayons and they just like scribble? And they're not in the lines and they're not using the right colors and everything looks horrible. That's what I feel like I look like when my like body paint is half off. Thank you, Jeline. That is exactly how I feel when my makeup's half off.
Was that the bite of 87?
No, Jeline, I'm actually talking about makeup right now, not Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a shock, considering Five Nights at Freddy's makes up a good half of my personality. Tomoko, Sampy! Oh my god! This photo of me was taken the first day of BroadwayCon. Is the first day I'm ever wearing Anne Boleyn. And I'm sitting in a panel. Hi, I just got back from errands. Hi, how are you? I'm sitting in a panel about Broadway memes. I've been at the convention maybe 20 minutes, and it's run by a couple of people, but one of them is the guy who's like TikTok famous for doing Lin-Manuel Miranda impressions. Like the guy goes like, yeah. And I'm sitting there, and I keep thinking, I'm gonna get sick. I feel like I'm gonna get sick. I'm gonna eat a granola bar. Surely that will fix me. And so I'm sitting in this panel. I'm sitting in the back. I'm eating a granola bar, and all of a sudden, the granola bar is not staying in my body. So I get up and I'm like, okay, I don't know where the nearest bathroom is, but hopefully I can get out of this panel room and find the nearest bathroom. I make it out of the panel room. I make it 2 steps. There's one of those like tiny garbage cans that's like a foot tall, like one of those that's like literally like this big. I see one of those and I just throw up in it. And imagine, if you will, is this another post throw up picture? I have multiple. It became a thing where 2 conventions in a row I threw up in cosplay. And I was like, is this gonna keep happening? Turns out it was because I was wearing my contacts inside out. Don't do that. I was wearing my contacts inside out and I was wearing a silicone wig grip, which was causing so much pain on my head that it just made me like physically feel ill. Don't do that. But like, you figured out your contacts. Yeah. I'm good now. I'm safe now. I don't throw up in cosplay anymore. But when it happened 2 times in a row, I was like, oh God, maybe. I literally was like, I turned to my friend. After this was like the second time this happened, I was like talking to a friend and I was like, I don't know if I'm built for cosplay anymore. Like, I was genuinely concerned that I was no longer built for cosplay because I was getting sick when I was in cosplay. And I was like, I don't understand. Like, I'm 23. I'm not very old. I'm very young. I'm supposed to be like spry and in the prime of my life. Why do I feel sick all the time? And then I learned how to put my contacts in correctly. And it fixed everything. So, like, night and day. But imagine, if you will, me in full Anne Boleyn, holographic costume, wig, sparkly makeup, and everything. On my knees, bent over the world's tiniest garbage can, throwing up. And then as soon as I finish throwing up, I start laughing, and I pull out my phone and I take that picture of myself. Like, I probably looked deranged to the people that were sitting in the hallway next to me. Because none of them asked me if I was okay. And I think they figured out when I started laughing like a crazy person that I was fine. But I just thought it was so funny. Like, out of all the places to throw up, I threw up and had to leave the Lin-Manuel Miranda impersonators theater memory panel. Of all places. Ugh. Ugh. There we go. No. Yes. There we go. That's the beautiful thing, is that each daily haunting photo has like a backstory. Like, let me grab another one. This one is just a 0.5 lens photo of me, actually. That's a lie. That's just a 0.5 lens photo of me from C2E2 that as soon as it was taken and shown to me, I went, oh my God, I look like Mickey Mouse. And I do. My little buns make me look like Mickey Mouse. Another Boleyn. I am hoping at YetiCon, and I'm holding my friends accountable to this because 2 out of 3 of the people that I'm going to YetiCon with are in the stream right now. Hi guys. I want haunting photos of me at YetiCon, and I'm going to be taking haunting photos of you at YetiCon, and you fully well know they're going to end up in the daily hauntings. I hope you know this. I need the most. We're cosplaying the Smiling Friends. We're gonna be cosplaying the Smiling Friends at YetiCon, and I need the most haunting photos of us as the Smiling Friends. I need like scary photos of us as the Smiling Friends. Like, I'm not talking normal levels of haunting. I'm talking like photos that feel like they should be illegal. Everybody's getting 0.5 lens photos taken of them as the Smiling Friends. That's like a guarantee, but that's the bare minimum to me. We need to find like those Draw the Squad memes and recreate them as the Smiling Friends. Oh my God, Sam? You're a genius. You're a genius. Put that in the group chat. I don't want good photos of us in Smiling Friends cosplays. Like, I'm not like aiming for a beautiful cosplay photo shoot. I'm not doing anything. I specifically want to dress as the Smiling Friends to be weird and haunting. I'll never forget at the one YetiCon I went to, and I went with one of my friends. They were dressed up as Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and right outside of our hotel was a dog water bowl, like one of those like communal dog water bowls where it's like, if your dog needs a drink, like let them drink out of this. And my friend went, let me get on my knees and let me pretend to drink out of this, and I want you to take my picture. And like that's the kind of like weird haunting photos I want. Like I want these to feel like they're photos from like a 2000s era convention where everybody was just doing weird things all the time and just having fun. I am not going to YetiCon to work. I am going to YetiCon to have fun. Sometimes I go to conventions to work. YetiCon is not one of those. I'm going to YetiCon to have fun because it is at the Blue Mountain like ski resort at the Blue Mountain in Collingwood, Ontario. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's like a beautiful place, and I'm gonna have a vacation and look cute one day and then haunting the other 2 days. I still don't know what I'm wearing for the Sunday of YetiCon, but we'll make it work. My Twitch warriors, please be brave during the ad breaks. Oh, I have a Discord notification. I sure hope that's not Tomoko. I sure hope that's not Sam. Need to find the Draw the Squad meme to recreate them as smiling friends. Thank you for posting that in the group chat. Very important. Ugh. But yeah, YetiCon is going to be very fun, even if I don't know what I'm wearing on day 3 yet. All I know is that day 2 of YetiCon, I'm dressing up as Chapel Roan. It's technically day 1 of YetiCon, because YetiCon's only Saturday and Sunday, but we're cosplaying on Friday. Saturday of YetiCon is Chapel Roan, where I'm going to look cute, I'm going to have a photo shoot, I'm going to have good photos of me taken. And then Sunday, I don't know what I'm wearing, and I need to figure out what it is. Because the con is a month away. I kind of want to do another cursed cosplay, but then I'm also like, should I bring a cosplay like from my stash of costumes that I already own and wear it? Because I do not think I'd bring Bolin to YetiCon. It's a little bit hard to like... Party is a silly word, because that makes it sound like I'm going to be like throwing it back 24/7 at YetiCon. But like, I guess just like chill in. I like can't really sit very well in Bolin without taking the entire skirt off and things like that. So I'm like, I'm also like, what would look good in the setting to wear? Because like the first year I went to YetiCon, I wore Persephone and I wore Mollymauk. And both of those were like perfect for YetiCon, and I got like some gorgeous photos there. But I'm like, I don't know what to wear. Edgy Spoons on YouTube says, I absolutely adore those bees. They're the bee emblem from Bee's sweater in Bee and Puppy Cat. So they're not just random bees, but aren't they like the cutest things ever? Like, they're kind of simplistic in the way that they're illustrated, but they're so cute. They're like so perfectly cute. I've had people message me and they're like, I have no idea what this is from. Can I buy this patch anyway? And I'm like, of course you can. I'm not going to make you take a quiz to buy one of my patches. Buy whatever you want. As long as it goes to like a beautiful, loving home, that's all I care about. I want all my patches to go to beautiful, loving homes. We're making really good progress on these. Oh no. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 patches so far. Damn. I'll put them in the pile. Are these the last 2? They are. Oh no. Well, the longer I sit here on stream, the better I feel, so I might actually use some patterning after this. I knew they looked familiar. I know, they're like one of those things where it could just be a bee, but then if you know, you're like, oh my god, it's Bee's Bee. It's almost like those, like, one of those, like, subtle nerdy things where you could, like, have this patch on, like, your clothes, and somebody who knows that it's Bee and Puppy Cat would be like, oh my god, and somebody who doesn't know is like, oh my god, cute bee. Like, I have this necklace, and it's about this big. It's like a chain, and it has a pendant on it that's about this big, that is like a little, cube. It's a little black cube. And if you look at me, you think I'm just wearing like this little necklace with like a black cube on it, but it's actually a piece of the, stage that they used in the Washington, D.C. tryouts of Beetlejuice the Musical before they brought it on Broadway. And it's like subtle little things like that where if you know, you know, but if you don't know, it's just like a cute accessory that I absolutely love, especially the older I get. I say that like I'm not, you can't see. I'm straight up wearing a Haunted Mansion shirt right now. Like, subtlety is not my specialty, but I also think that the subtle little things are so cute. 1, 2, shoot. I only have one more patch left to do. I prepped so many patches and I was like, this is going to take me a while. It's not even been an hour. This is a good thing. If cutting out this many patches took an hour, I would go crazy. This is like, I would say this is like an average like week's worth of orders for me, in terms of patches. Not all of these bees are going to homes. I was just making extra bees so that I can have like extra stock for the future. But this is like a normal week for me, I think, in terms of like patch orders. They're always very varied in what I get. Surprisingly, not a lot of chapels in this batch. I usually get like quite a few Chapel Roan patch orders, but not any in this batch this week, which was interesting. I think once again, people are worried about tariffs and stuff, so I really should add like a disclaimer to my site and stuff that says like, all orders ship tariff free, to let people know, because I hand make almost everything that I sell in my shop. So tariffs should not be an issue because everything is made in Canada. The only things that would be an issue are like keychains and pins, but I don't sell a lot of those to begin with. So, oops. All right, final patch count. Wait. Project Seeds. Project Seeds. That's good to know, honestly, because I was wondering what you were going to do about that. I've been stressing about it a lot, and I've been seeing a lot of other businesses stress out about it. But a lot of businesses, I know, a lot of Canadian businesses I know, they will like, they get their supplies from China. Like I specifically think about Sugar Bones, like the pin company who like makes like pins and keychains and patches and stuff. She completely stopped shipping to the US because of the tariffs, because people would have to pay like 130%. And even though the tariffs now have like for the next, I think like 90 days gone down to like 30% from China, it's still ridiculous. And that's not things coming like from China, directly from China to the US. That'd be like if I ordered, for example, my like keychains and pins, I ordered them from a supplier in China. Because they were made in China and then shipped to me, I still have to claim them on customs as being made in China. And so somebody in America, despite buying something from Canada, still has to pay the China tariffs on it, which is super confusing and super weird and really unnecessary. And there was no reason to do that. And Trump was going to tax Canada too and like add a tariff to Canada. But essentially, that was going to backfire and cause far more harm than good, and he ended up backing down on it, which was nice. 2 Project Seeds. 3 of these little guys. Many of these guys. Oh yes, and the Rune Factory devs have been very transparent about how the tariffs are impacting their one thing in their special edition box and how it's going to delay the release. It's so fucked up how it's stressing so many people out. Literally. Like, who is this benefiting? 2 Project Seeds. 3 bunnies, 8 bees, and 1 Astarian's juice box. This is such a funny lineup of patches, seeing it all laid out here. Like, this looks so silly right now. Astarian's juice box, I got commissioned to make this. I had somebody message me in my commissioners form, and they were like, can you make a patch that says Astarian's juice box in like the Baldur's Gate font? And I was like, absolutely I can. Yes, I can. For you, I can do that. And it's such a silly patch, and I'm so excited to get it shipped out. I might start offering this on the shop, honestly, because seeing it fully embroidered out, it's so silly. And it's really not that hard to embroider. So I might actually start offering this on the shop. Who knows? This has such a gays going to brunch energy. True. Me and the boys. Me and the squad. Let me stack all these bad boys back up. But yeah, the tariffs are just ridiculous. ridiculous and so unnecessary, and it's been so sad seeing so many businesses affected by them, and so many, like, specifically small businesses affected by them, like small artists who rely on Chinese manufacturers to make things like enamel pins, desk mats, acrylic keychains. Because specifically, there are no factories in the United States that have the infrastructure to make enamel pins. If there's a company in the United States that says they make enamel pins, they get them from China. There are not any US-based factories that make enamel pins, and it would take years for a US-based factory to show up that makes enamel pins, and it would be very pricey because they would have to upfront all of those costs to build that factory and get all that infrastructure in place. And those costs aren't going anywhere else but onto the consumer. So if you were buying US made enamel pins, it would take you probably a decade before there's a US based enamel pin factory, and it would cost more. And frankly, I think that buying things from other countries is a good thing. Like, support your local economy, but this whole idea that, like, you can't support other countries and that buying things from other countries is bad is so harmful. Because, not to sound like a hippie, but we literally are one Earth and borders are made up. Like, of course, there are some ethical implications from buying from certain countries with, like, labor laws and stuff, but a lot of times there are certain countries that specialize in making certain things. Like, you're not getting American coffee. And there's no harm in buying coffee from a country that, grows and, makes coffee beans. Like, it makes me so mad. It does not make any sense to me. It makes me so angry. And, like, I have looked for American menus for charms. There's mostly UK menus, and they're way more expensive than if I went to the Chinese menu. 90 for 25 in the UK versus 38 for the same from China. Exactly. And there aren't really places in America that make charms either. Like, that's just how it is. And so, I've especially noticed as a person online who follows a lot of small businesses and a lot of artists that it's killing their businesses because they can't get these things anymore because they have to pay 130% of what they've paid in tariffs. And those tariffs go right to the US government. Like, if, for example, you ordered from me and it was something that I got in China, like if you ordered a pin from me and I got one of my acrylic pins from China and it got sent to you, say you paid $10 for it. At the border, they're going to charge you an extra $13 for that. So you've now paid $23 for this pin. And you think, oh, okay, that's pretty bad, but that $13 is going to the artist, right? Right? No. That money's going right to the government. That money's going right to the government. I'm not seeing a cent of that. And I don't have anything to do with the tariffs, too. A lot of people are like, well, can I prepay you the tariffs? I'm like, no, I don't have anything to do with it. Like, I've gotten a couple emails of people asking about the tariffs, and I always have to say to them, like, I don't control it, and I really don't know any more information than you do, because it's changing every single day, and it's so annoying. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. Do you guys still think I'm cute? Do you guys still think I'm cute? We have no control over it. Let me just... I'm mad.
Hello.
Charlene. Hello. I actually want a vocal stim.
Hello. Hi.
I love how many FNAF audios that I have. There are just people saying hello. And by how many, I mean 2. Also, Edgy Spoon says you still think I'm cute. Thank you. Of course you still think I'm cute. I'm sick, but I'm still cute. I have a heating pad on, but I stay silly. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to open up my patterning program. And I will be right back. In the meantime, be safe without me, okay? You said be so safe before I could say be so safe to you. You got to me first, Sam. Tucking my hair behind my ears, Sam. I'm still super new to your channel, but I love your videos so much. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I'm relatively new to YouTube, honestly. I've only been on YouTube for about a year, but I've only been like regularly posting on YouTube for probably about like 5 months now. And I really have been loving YouTube. I've really been loving making short form videos, and I've been making more long form videos, and streaming's been really fun. So I'm glad that you've stuck around. Felix Different says, hi, first time catching a stream. Felix, thank you so much for joining a stream. I'm actually just about to be right back because I'm about to come back and work on some cosplay sewing patterns. But hopefully you'll stick around and we'll have some fun in like 2 or 3 minutes. All right, be good, guys. Guys, I've come back in the most perfect time. My favorite song's on. Perfect Celebrity by Lady Gaga is on. You can't hear it if you're on YouTube. Fair warning to all the people on YouTube who were like, what are you talking about? You can't hear Perfect Celebrity on YouTube, unfortunately. Oh my god, Lady Gagita. Oh wait, I need to edit my stream so that it doesn't say Makers and Crafting anymore, because I'm technically doing art now. Art. There we go. All right, we're so back. If you were here for my last patterning stream, we were working on this, and I had a couple things that I was unsure about. But funnily enough, one of the big things I was unsure about were these sleeves. These big flowy sleeves. The client actually loved them, luckily. The client thought they were awesome. Which is good. The one thing is these. They didn't like these. They wanted them to stick out more, which I am happy to provide. I'm going to try one thing first, and then if that doesn't work, I'm going to try another thing. I'm going to just try like a plain old rectangle. They want them to stick up instead of laying flat, and like stick up like, if you can see my mouse, like that. So I'm going to try doing flat rectangle first, and if flat rectangle doesn't work, I'm going to move on from that. So that is 22.3. 2 is too much. Can I make you... Oh, you're very slow when I do that. 1.2 is probably good enough. Do that. Excuse me? Hello? You're 15. Why are you being weird? There we go. Okay. I'm gonna freeze everything except for that, just so none of this will like start moving out of the way. Okay. Is this Mama from Apothecary Diaries? It's hard to see on my phone. It is! Good eye. Okay, it wants to fold in, which I figured it would want to do. Can I make it stick out? It kind of doesn't want to do that. Okay. I'm going to have one side like this, and then for the other side, I'm going to try something else, but I'm going to archive these for the second so that I have a little bit of a better idea of what I'm doing. Okay. Going to try something a little bit crazy here. Gonna make this big rectangle. Going to rotate this big rectangle. Going to do essentially this. And what I want to do is I essentially want to go like that almost. Yeah. And then like trace his internal shape. How long is this line? 18. Okay. Can I do like that? I'm trying something here. This could work. This could really not work. But if it does work, very impressive. Join overlapping points. These points are too close to each other. Really? I couldn't guess. That's almost like that's why I'm trying to join them. Merge to point. Lines or points are too close together. Can you not tell me that? Okay. No. There we go. Go 1.2. Reverse. Cut. We're trying something like semi-crazy here. This could go really bad, but I want to give it a shot and see how I feel about it. Sometimes the fun of patterning is you just have to like play around with things until something like seems like it could make sense. And then you just give it a shot. And the beautiful thing about Clo is that I can really do fun little experiments like this without having to worry about wasting fabric or wasting paper, because if I don't like something, I can just delete it. So like if I, okay, come on. Can I strengthen this a little bit? Okay, if I strengthen you, you want to sit in. I love that so many Edgy Spoons on YouTube says, I love that so many of your cosplays are size inclusive. How did you get started with your pattern designing? I learned about this program that I used today from somebody who was making like sewing patterns. And I thought it was so cool. And I thought, oh, this could make my cosplay pattern making easier. Because I hated making patterns for cosplay. It was like the bane of my existence. I thought it was so annoying and so tedious. And it was like hell. And patterns never like properly really fit me that well. Like store-bought ones, I would need to do a lot of modifications. Because they weren't made for people with like proportions like mine. I have, you know, a very certain set of proportions, as all humans do. We all look different. We're all built different. I'm built different. And so I started like playing around with the program and seeing how I felt about it. And the first thing I ever made in it that I felt good enough to like post somewhere was Jinx's halter top from Arcane. And I was already making some things on Etsy at the time. I was making like blueprints. That's the word for it. Blueprints. I was making blueprints and stuff. So I was like, well, I'll give, oh, now that wants to lay flat. Interesting. Okay, maybe not that. This is kind of sitting how I want it to, but not quite. I was already making blueprints and stuff and posting them on Etsy, so I was like, I'll try a sewing pattern. And it very quickly became like the most successful thing I had ever put up on the internet ever. Like, more successful than any videos I'd ever done, more successful than any cosplay I'd ever done. And so I was like, oh, well, people like these, and there seems to be like a gap in the market for these, so I'm gonna make more. And so I just started to like make more patterns. And originally my patterns only went from extra small to extra large. They weren't very size inclusive, but at the time when I first started making cosplay patterns, I would take on custom sizing orders. So you could send me your measurements and I would make a custom pattern. I would like scale up one of my patterns, specifically your measurements. I don't do that anymore because I'd be here all day. But I noticed I was getting a lot of plus size requests. And so I was like, well, I should just start making my patterns plus size. I should add 1x, 2x, 3x to the patterns I already offer. And so I started doing that. And essentially the rest is history. Because now here I am today. And I do exactly that. Can I, like... I'm just gonna delete this one. I'm a little bit worried what I'm gonna do if I mirror these. You got a Keebler cookie ad. Finally something other than cookies. I love Keebler cookies. Like the Keebler elf. I love that guy. That's so much better than the military. I usually get military ads on Twitch. It's really scary. Yeah, I like how these look. If you cut them like that. I like this a lot better already. I don't know why that one wants to sit down and this one doesn't. What if I symmetric? There we go. I do like that. I always seem to get French Canadian ads and they're like, bro, I live in Sask. We're so far away from being French. I get French Canadian ads, but that makes sense. I live 2 hours away from Quebec. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't speak that language. I hate to tell you this. I do not speak that language. I might make these wider. Can I make it like 0.5? Oh. Okay, fine. I can't make you longer. What if I do it like that? Like 2.2. Oh, I like that a lot better, actually. Even if it wants to fold in on itself. Can I just, like... Can I fold you down, please? If I fold you down, will you stay down, or do you want to stay up and be annoying? Oh, the one side's staying down. You're just not. Oh, so I'm just hated. Okay, I see what's going on. Fine, you're getting sewn down. Or not. Okay, whatever. But yeah, back to what I was talking about with patterns. I just kind of started to make patterns. And it just kind of, everything just kind of like almost poetically fell into place. I wasn't really expecting this to end up being my job. I never really did. But time passed and that's just what happened, essentially. And I had the opportunity, about 2 months into making patterns, when things really started to blow up. I was in marketing school at the time, and in talking to my professors, we were about to go into placement, which essentially was they put us with a company and we'd start doing work for said company. And I was talking to my professors, and they were like, well, do you want to, instead of doing placement, do you want to work on your business? Because the whole point of placement was we'd be doing placement for an outside company, but then we'd be able to like rely on our professors for support and stuff. And essentially our professors would like grade the work that we were doing for this company. And so they were like, well, do you want to just do work for your own business the same that you would do for another company? And then we'll grade it and give you business advice and stuff along the way. And I was like, you know what? Yes. Because worst case scenario, if my business doesn't work out, I now have experience like running a business. I was thinking in like the marketing way because I was in school for marketing. And so I started to do that. And it went really, really well. I ended up making like half the patterns that I have on my shop these days, I made in those 4 months. Like I was working like a dog. I set up a website, I made a bunch of patterns, I was working like crazy. And then at the end of those 4 months, I scored a government job. I scored a job with the Canadian government. And like a marketing job with the Canadian government. And I was like, well, I'll do that. And the business that I've built is like working pretty well. So I will just do that on the side, and I will do my marketing job for the government full time. And I got 2 weeks into my marketing job, and it was the exact opposite of what they advertised to me. And they paid me less. And it technically wasn't a government job. They just like straight up lied and like misrepresented what the job was on the job application and in the interview. So I quit. And I was like, well, it is May of 2022. I have the summer. I'm graduated college. I have the summer. If this doesn't work, I'll try this for the summer. And in September, if this doesn't work, I'll start searching for a new job. And so I started doing it. And 2 weeks later, I got an email from Fan Expo Canada asking me if I wanted to be a guest. And that was essentially 3 years ago. So that just kind of ended up working out. And that's the whole story of how I got the patterns, essentially. 3 years later, I'm still doing it. Things have changed a little bit. I still make patterns, of course, but I also make patches now. I occasionally make blueprints. I occasionally make 3D files. I occasionally do 3D printed kits. But patterns is kind of the bread and butter of what I do, as well as patches these days. And now look at you going to DashCon 2. Oh my god, wait! Were any of you guys around the stream that I talked about DashCon 2? Were any of you guys around for the stream where I talked about DashCon 2 and how I thought it was so funny that it was happening in Toronto? Wait, it's not in there. Is it here yet? It's not. Wait, let me grab. Or do you guys remember? That's awesome. Unfortunately not. About when I first started streaming, this was probably in like December, I learned about DashCon 2. I learned about DashCon 2. What is that? Oh, my roommates are vacuuming. Okay, sorry if you can hear that. I learned about DashCon 2, and I was talking about how awesome I thought it was and how excited I was to go. Yes, our beautiful Catwalk MC. I was talking about how much I wanted to go to DashCon 2. Cosplay competition judges. We have Dat Ash Cosplay. And we have Cos Peyton. That is right. I am a guest at DashCon 2. The DashCon 2. Which is utterly insane and crazy and is so funny. My favorite thing is they've written, "We're thankful for the Ottawa representation." Thank you, Kimber. They wrote, "We're thankful for the Ottawa representation. I'm not from Ottawa." I'm not from Ottawa. which I think is really funny. I can travel to Ottawa, but I'm not from Ottawa. But yeah, we have Dat Ash and I are judging the DashCon cosplay contest, which is awesome, and I have no clue. I was even to say it's Strange Aeons, right? The DashCon guest list is crazy. Like, Strange Aeons is going to be there. Nessie is going to be there. Nessie was the original person who came up with the original idea for DashCon, and ended up being the person responsible for the DashCon ball pit. Nessie, however, was a minor when DashCon actually happened, so everybody in charge of, like, money and stuff was not Nessie. She literally was, like, the teenage girl who was like, wouldn't it be fun if we had a Tumblr convention? And there was, like, a ball pit. And so, in, one of the famous photos of the DashCon ball pit, you can see Nessie in it, and I think that's beautiful. This is like pieces. We've got like pieces of history going on, guys. We've got DashCon history going on. Can you stick up a little more? No, not you. Come on. There we go. That's a little better. I have to tackle the skirt on this next. I'm a little bit nervous for tackling the skirt, but I think it will be okay. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to be guesting at DashCon 2. It is July 5th. And tickets are already sold out. So if you don't have tickets, sorry. Too bad. Sad. But I'm going to be there, and I'm very excited. And I'm very, very grateful for the DashCon 2 team for when I reached out to them. And I said, I will do anything for you. What do you want me to do? They were like, do you want to judge our costume contest? I'm very, very grateful. Moral of the story is send that email. Because you never know who's going to respond to that email and say yes. I say as if I'm not in negotiations with another convention that offered me a free pass and $100 for 3 12-hour days of work. I was like, it's not I don't consider, as somebody who guests at conventions, I don't consider a free badge payment, because if you're a guest at a convention, you're working. That is the bare minimum they should be giving you, is access into the place in which you're working. A free pass is not a benefit of being a guest. It is the bare minimum for the work you are doing. Conventions should also be like, you know, paying their guests or giving them something of equal benefit for the work that they're doing. And so having a convention that was like, we'll give you, like, nothing. We'll give you nothing is very sad. Edgespoon says, I gotta go, but thank you for answering my questions and just being generally awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck with stream, and that Mama pattern is gonna be awesome. Thank you. I'm having so much fun with it. I'm very excited to, I'm about to tackle the skirt, and I'm very excited about that. So thank you. Have a good one. And thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Your points are too close. Far away from each other. Oh, that's what you're doing. You're doing this again. I hate when the spiral does this. It just gets fussy for no reason. There we go. That should be better, hopefully. There we go. There we go. I'll give that a little save. A little wonderful save. Okay, let me pull up my reference images for the skirt over here, because frankly, I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it looks like. It looks like a big circle skirt. Oh, and it's got the same white border at the bottom. These are a lot of images of the top part of the costume and not so much on the skirt. Oh, it's like it's like a white underskirt. I see what's going on. And then it's got a little flowy bit at the top. And are those like 2 ribbons in the front? I think they are. Yeah. Okay, I know what we're doing. I know what we're doing now. I'm going to take all of this. I'm going to... Sparky's Daily Haunting! Katie Harley! I feel like half of the daily hauntings we get are Katie Harley at this point. And it's not that I don't love her, I just want to see other images. Well, I'm re-rolling. I want a new daily haunting. Thank you. It's Sam. And you know, while we're at it, can I get a vocal stem, Jillian?
It's free real estate.
It's free real estate. Not the photo of me throwing up in Bullen again. It's free real estate. Thank you, Jillian. Throwing up in the BroadwayCon hallway. It's free real estate.
I don't want your damn lemons. What am I supposed to do with these?
Thank you, Jillian. I need a better... Okay, the skirt has like a white waistband. And then it has like a little pink overskirt. The pink overskirt... Yeah, the pink overskirt is... like not semi-translucent. It's normal colors. It's just like a high-low skirt. Okay. Let me get my measurements out. Show up our measurements. 45. Let me make you 44 by 2. I find making skirts so fun. Making skirts gets infinitely more fun now that my computer can handle making skirts. When I used to make all my patterns off of my laptop, instead of the computer in which I have now, it was hell on earth. Circle. It was hell on earth simply because my computer like did not want to render the things that I was asking it to render, which skirts are a lot of fabric, so it takes a lot of like CPU to do. But it is a lot nicer now that I have a computer that can run them. Oh, come on. Don't get all twisted on me. Am I hated? I am hated. What the hell? There we go. Come on. Can we? Without a curve in it. Without a curve in it. Let's go. Let's go.
Was that the bite of 87?
Was that the bite of 87? I keep asking this, and nobody keeps answering me. I love that we've only gotten like the same 4 vocal stems so far, because Jillian has so many more vocal stems. Is that the bite of 87? No, it wasn't. This is patterning. No, this is patterning. A new one! The Snark Memer! The Eemy Memer. Can I strengthen you, please? Can I strengthen you and can you sit on a waist like normally? Can I get you to sit on the hips, actually, a little bit? You don't want to do that, really. Okay. You just kind of hate me. Oh, you're sitting a lot higher in the back than you should be. Can I? Hi, can we? Maybe not that low. That low's going to show off a little bit of cheek. No offense, this is not the kind of costume that has butt crack cleavage. Love and light. There we go. Okay. Is that mostly flat all the way around? Yes. No. Yes. Okay. Freezing it. Scared. I get so scared. I do think I want to make this like 3 though. Just because this has... Oh. Just because this has an extra skirt waistband sitting over top of it, I want to make this waistband longer. And how big are you? You're 46. Okay. Preference 46. $30. We'll try that. What was I saying? I don't remember. I'm gonna take a sip of my drink. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, wait, let me redeem it.
Dirty brown water.
I've redeemed dirty brown water, which means you are all legally obligated to take a sip of your drink, and you have to tell me what you're drinking. Otherwise, you will face the consequences. What are the consequences? You don't want to find out. You don't want to find out. So, take a sip, babes, or else. Just finished a vanilla bean protein drink. Ooh. Fancy schmance over here. Okay, I see you. Water with electrolytes. Always a classic. Always a classic. I've been drinking so much water because I'm sick right now. My life's a nightmare. Gosh dang, swimming. There we go. Oh no. Where's my big skirt? Oh, it's just on the floor. Oh, it just collapsed. That's what it did. Refresh. Thank you. This is going to get mad at me. I know this for a fact. But frankly, wah. Okay, now I can sew these together. 1, 2. I do not think this skirt is long enough. Oh, wait. Wait, I think I messed up. There we go. I forgot to freeze this, so it immediately started to go somewhere else. That was scary. Fiero! Believe me? Yeah, sing it, King. Oh! She's doing something. Hey, girl. This fabric is not happy with the fact that it's in a circle skirt right now. Hi. Can we be normal, please? Hi. Can we be normal? Let me actually, I'm gonna switch you to stable. Oh no, that's actually worse. I thought you had a fast one. Oh. It was on the slow one, that's why. Haha, it was on CPU and not GPU. That's much better. Let me make it red. It's a little too short. But I will make it longer. Or this might be the perfect length for this skirt. Oh, if I strengthen it, it's so cute. It ends up with too much shape to it. I think this is... I'm trying to figure out how long this skirt is. Mao dancer outfit. Okay. Better images of the skirt now. I see what's going on. I don't know if they want a full underskirt or if they want an addition to this. This is 58, 111. So can I try and make a swirl? Let me see if I can make a flounce. I think a flounce might look nice for this, but I want to see. It's a little hard when each image of the outfit is different because it's animated. That's the thing about animated outfits is sometimes they don't really understand. No, actually in these reference images it looks like an underskirt. I'm just going to do an underskirt. An underskirt. I thought about doing something different, but then I got scared. Oh, hello? Hi, can we... There we go. Do that. Offset you probably like... I'll go 7 inches. That's too long. I'll go 7 inches. Too much. What about 5? I think 5 is good. 5. And then to make these not glitch into each other, where is the layer? There you are. 1. Oh, she hates this. She's struggling. One of my acrylics fell off. No! Holding a funeral for your acrylics. Imminently. Can we get an F in the chat, guys? Can we please get an F in the chat for Sparky's acrylic? I am so scared of having nails because I am so scared of them popping off, especially with the amount of, like, things I do with my hands. I'd be, like, so worried that I'd get, like, paint all over my beautiful, nice acrylics and never be able to wash them off. That I'm, like, so scared of getting nails for that reason. And also, I wouldn't be able to game. I wouldn't be able to game as hard. Which is why, whenever I draw characters, like, for example... Zinirith has acrylics. She has such cute, sparkly little acrylics. How do I move her hands again? Oh, like this. She's got beautiful, sparkly acrylics. And that could never be me. Oh, no. Oh, completely different scene. Scary. I love Zen's acrylics. I think they're so cute for her. Okay, this skirt is now too small or too short. No. Offset pattern outline. Probably about like 2 inches. Meat and Bach. Theostas. No, I feel like I couldn't do acrylics because I would get so sad. I would get so sad if they like fell off. They were $30, but really nice quality. I got them done in Vegas. Well, they lasted you a while before one of them popped off then. That's pretty good. That's not half bad. Hi, can we be good? This skirt just wants to like flow and swoosh everywhere. And I'm like, can we chill? Oh, that's why. It's like straight up attached to one of the heels. There we go. Oh, and now this wants to do that. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that. No. The longer this goes, the worse it gets. Can we not do that, please? Can we go back to what we're doing? Thank you. Fine, I'll take the entire top half and I'll archive it so that we don't have problems with the skirt. Pull that out of there. This definitely would be the project that I would add horsehair braid to give the skirt a little more of something. Oh, they're not sewn all the way. That's what the issue is here. It wants to go somewhere else. It's done. The skirt's done being a skirt. And this is why I complain about making skirts sometimes, because they get like really weird and finicky for no reason. Okay. Is this gonna be better, or is it gonna... The skirt wants to be free! It is done being a part of Chloe. It wants to fly to the sky. Okay, let me take these, make them 0. Let me take this, unstrengthen. What is this weird bit in the front? Are you not properly sewn together? You're not, that's why. I'm like, why do you look weird? Because you are. There we go. That's starting to look like something. Okay, now it needs an overskirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be smart, and I'm just going to freeze these. I'm going to freeze them. I'm going to take this. I'm going to copy and paste it. And then this one is like a high-low skirt. So I want to do that. And then this one's like a pinkish color, so I'm going to take it. I'm just going to give it... I'm going to take this red, and I'm just going to make like a little pastel pink. Oh, my Twitch warriors, please be brave during the ads. I'm so sorry that they're stealing you away. Please be so brave. Skirt time. Layer 1. Salutes as I descended to ads. It's like being dragged away. Only the subscribers are left, and people with Twitch Turbo. You have to be one of the fancy ones to end up back here. Okay. This skirt needs to be way shorter. Not an IHOP ad. IHOP. I have beef with IHOP. But not for the reasons you think. Peter worked at IHOP and it was a nightmare, so now I have beef with IHOP. I'm looking at my reference images. How long is this skirt? It's actually quite longer in the back. Okay. You gotta hear me out on this one. It seems like what I'm doing is crazy. Wow. This thing does not want to listen to IHOP, MetaQuest, and Army ads. Not again! Not again. It's always the Army ads. This skirt is still too big. No. What if I go 5? 5 seems better, I think. Yeah. Then I kind of want to take these and I want to reset their arrangement. Thank you. Down, up. There we go. Take this and just do like that. Please work, please work, please work, please work. Yes! Okay, maybe not with the strengthen. That looks a little silly. And they kind of lay over each other. So I actually don't want these to be sewn together. And I want to take these. And I want to just do that. That feels too long. Oh, not what I meant to do. Not quite. Not quite. We're almost there, but we're not quite there. Skirt still needs to be shorter. Retract. We'll go 3 inches. This skirt is tricky because it's like a high-low skirt, but then I don't want it to be too long in the back. So I'm like, well, they're playing the Giver to bingo. I was at a school bingo. Like, I guess none of the lyrics are like explicitly explicit, but it is very much a song about, you know, sapphic relations. So that's kind of a choice that they made. Huh. She's like the girl who sang Picture You at a recital. I get that Chapel Run's everywhere. And I'm all for playing Chapel Run in public. But we all know what the Giver's about. Let's not pretend like we don't. Now this almost feels like it's not... Am I going crazy, guys? I feel like this needs to be down more. Like, I'm talking like... that. I was thinking too, though, it's a fire song. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. I love The Giver. I just think playing it at a school bingo night is something else. They have to learn somehow. The Giver is such a good song. I'm actually going to add The Giver. The Giver's already in this queue, but I'm going to move it up the queue, I think, to be next. There we go. The Giver next. Thank you. This is just going to make me want to work on my chapel wig, and I cannot be doing that right now. This is not bright enough. It's like an almost white pink. Oh. The hat showed up and then went away. There we go. Not the sticky note. Not the sticky note sticking through the hat. Let me take the sticky note off. There we go. This... Oh, I messed up the colors entirely. The hat needs to be on for The Giver. Kimber makes a good point. It needs to be on for The Giver. Get it? Because you posted a B. Guys, I'm a comedian. Guys, I comedy, I swear. I feel like I need to strengthen this a little bit and then unstrengthen it. Huh. Yippee! I'm not quite feeling the shape of this yet. I might start from scratch again. Like, I feel like I have the right vibe, but it's not quite there. You know what I mean?
Hello?
Hello, hello. Thank you, Jillian. Thank you, sweet Jillian.
Let's get a good stretch.
Oh my god, everybody's renaming everything. Posture check! This means everybody has to do a posture check. You all have to stretch with me. Make sure you're not shrimping. Make sure your back's straight. Stick your arms above your head. Oh god.
Yep, guess time.
Yes, I love Oogly Goo. Redeemed because my back hurt. If your back hurt, my back hurt. Everybody, we're in this together. We all have to stretch. I just stretched and it like physically hurt a little bit, which I think my body needed that. I also think my body needs like some time in a hot shower, to be fair, so. Where'd that go? Oh, that's where that is. How wide are these? Are these like 3? Yeah, I want to make you like 1.5. 0.5. Not like that. There we go. And then I just want to do that. While technically these are 2 separate skirts, I want to sew them together here in Chloe, just because Chloe is really annoying with skirts. So now I have a... Okay, don't do that. Hi? Can you stick up, please? Why are you sagging? Ew. You're welcome. Oh, you're trying to do that, that's why. Oh my god, and right into my favorite Joe song of all time? I'm winning. I'm no longer sick, guys. I'm actually healed. Music heals. Hi, can you sit up, please? Why are you doing that? You're like angry. Okay, no. This is cruel. This is cruel. Why do you want to sit weird? No, don't flip down. Flip up. 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 Please. Fine. I'll sew you to this too. I thought this would make it easier. I thought just attaching the waistbands together would make it easier. Why does waistband want to like sag? It's so weird. I'm gonna try sewing it back to itself. Actually, no, I'm gonna... Wait, I'm gonna keep it there. And then this. Is it because it's sewn to the other waistband? Why are you saggy? It entirely is because it's sewn to the other waistband. Wow. Desag, please. Desag, please. Desag, please. Desag, please. Pull, pull, pull. Thank you. No, now it's sagging on the other side. Come on. Desag, please. Thank you. Half-Life. God, you're a fool. You think these people really care for you? I love this song so much. If there's one thing I would have made different about seeing Joe in concert, it would have been having him play this song. It would have fixed everything for me. I say like it wasn't one of the best concerts I've been to in my life just because he's like a good performer and he sounds just as good live as he does, you know. Every single time I go to a concert, I'm like, that was the best concert I've ever been to in my life. Because my problem is I just like going to concerts. Do you guys remember that one Tumblr post where it was like, I used to think I was religious because I would cry every time I heard the church choir, but then I went to a concert and the same thing happened and I realized I just really like live music. That's how I feel. I just really like live music. You put me somewhere with live music and I'm live losing it. Okay. About to do some scary things here. Let's Oh! Not quite. Oh, they're frozen, that's why. I was like, what is going on? Okay, yeah, you are sagging just a little bit. So let me desag you, please. There we go. Okay. Needs to be smaller. Needs to be smaller. I'm gonna go 7, and I'm gonna try 7. And then I'm gonna freeze this waistband. Because I'm a little scared that they're gonna go somewhere. Okay, let's try something. Oh, Lord. Get out of there. The recoil. I hate skirts when they do this. Can I strengthen you, please? Sometimes I have to, like, strengthen a skirt and then de-strengthen it for it to be like, oh, yeah. That's what I do. I skirt. Huh. I'm still not obsessed with this. Do I need to, like... Could it be the fabric type? It could be. It could be the fabric. It is Duchess satin. Let me try a different fabric. I'm gonna go to the tried and true baby. And try some twill. Just to see how it lays. It entirely is the fabric, yeah. I think it's... Yeah, it entirely is the fabric. Okay. Let me get... Sometimes the clo fabric is just annoying like that. Meep. Let me get that. And I will silk satin you so you look the same. And that sits a lot better now. I feel like this needs to be shorter. So I feel like I want to, like, bring this in. And then, like... Okay, so that's what happens when you do that. This feels a lot shorter on the reference image compared to the back. But then that looks, like, silly to me. So I'm like, not that short. A little bit shorter. Surely can't be that bad. Okay, strengthen. Can you get out of there, please? Thank you. Same with you. Sometimes the fabric just needs to be fiddled with. I think I actually like this now. Do all that. I think I might do the same thing for the rest of the skirt. And give the rest of the skirt twill, just to give it like a little bit more of a body. Especially because I can't simulate things like what's the word? I can't simulate horsehair braid. So sometimes I have to use other fabrics to simulate what fabric would look like if there was horsehair braid in the hem. always finicky like this. I can only do so much sometimes. There we go. You are a little bit, yeah. Now we've got something. Okay, now we're rocking with something. Can I make all of this 10? I'm scared. Do you render better as 10? Or do you just start freezing? Oh, Lord, no. Get me out of here. Everything has to be a 20. Never make me do that again. Oh, Lord, the way that ran so slowly was scary. Jillian, how do we feel about that?
I always come back.
Really? You know, not quite the vibe I was going for, Jillian, but you know what? I respect you in all your strangeness. Yeah, so true, Jillian. You know what? So true. Let me get... Wrong spot. Let me get some, like, organza in here. Organza. Woven silk organza. Are you, like, semi-transparent? You are. Okay. Now I need to add in some rectangles. How long is the skirt? The skirt is 35 inches. Make a rectangle that is, like, I'd say, like, 10 by 35? Yeah. Probably go like 5 inches in on each side, maybe? We're trying something here. And then I'm going to take these. I'm going to archive them. Something crazy could happen. Uh-oh, it froze. Oh. 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 Okay. Oh, no, wait. Freeze. Archive. I think 5 inches might be too much. Oh, you're also way down there. That wouldn't help. 5 inches seems too far over. Hi. Calm down. 5 inches is way too far over. Can we do like there? I also think this is too wide. Can I make you 5? Can I do like that? Okay, don't freak out on me. Can we just like 1, 2, 3? Strengthen you. Can I strengthen you so that you'll lay flat, please? Can you stop trying to... What are you doing? That's why I hate working with organza. It's floating away. It does not want to be here. Let me look at my reference images. It actually could be thinner the entire way around. It's more like that. There we go. And then I think I'd like you to be a little bit less 30% opacity and more like a 60. Maybe an 80. You don't look very white right now. Fabric, silk, satin. Oh, now you're not transparent anymore. What the? Where'd your transparency go? 60. There we go. Can we have you sit flat, please? Can you sit flat, please? Why is this the most finicky part of the costume? is getting the silk organza to sit like a normal fabric. I should have just used the regular satin. I should have just used the regular satin and taken the opacity down. What is this? I'm actually just gonna 1, 2, 3, 4 freeze. Okay. Can I get you opacity to like 60, please? Can you stop? Oh my god, and look at how much easier that sits. Organza, I hate you. That's left, right, left, right, left, right, go. And these are like a little bit longer than the skirt, so I think I want to take these and just like, just a little bit longer. Too long. All my homies hate organza. It's why I never use it in my projects. I do think this is a little bit too transparent, so I think I'm gonna bring you up to like 80. Yeah. Bands on, bands on, bands on, bands. Okay. I'm gonna take this, freeze you again before something happens, and then take this, make it layer 2. Sometimes a lot of clo is something that you don't have to worry about with normal fabric, which is just like making it lay right. There we go. Okay. 0. Strengthen you a little bit. Can I strengthen you? It doesn't exactly want to frill like it's supposed to, which I think is really funny. Little evil of it, but you know, that's life sometimes. I'm gonna try satin again, one more time. Satin, no strengthen. How do you lay? I missed the twill already. One more time. Okay. I think if I unarchive everything and I unfreeze everything and I unstrengthen everything. Okay. Get rid of you. Okay. Okay. Come on now. Come on now. I don't like how the Duchess satin looks for this. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like this quite a bit. Let me get rid of that avatar. And actually, let me clean up some things. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here, let me put this in the middle. Ads tried to keep me from seeing this. It looks so cool. Ads hate you. Ads do not have your best interest at heart. But they support me, so I appreciate that you deal with them. But guys, I was already really happy with the top, but adding the skirt to it really brings it all together. Yay! Yay! Oh my god, yippee! Oh, I really love it. Oh, let me. Yippee! a little yippee for my soul. A little yippee because I'm sick and I deserve this. I deserve a little yippee in my time of need. I forgot to turn my seam ripper arm on the entire time.
Wow.
Wow, beautiful. Wow. Thank you, Sam. Tee hee hee. I'm tucking my hair behind my ear and I'm tee-heeing and I'm laughing and I'm twirling my hair behind my ear and I'm smiling and I'm whimsying. I can't believe I forgot my seam ripper the entire time. I'm a fraud. I'm a fake sewist. How was I even sewing with a seam ripper, huh? Fraud. Oh, this is really pretty. Yay! Oh, I really like it. Yippee! What a joy! What whimsy! What merriment! Abracadabra, abracadabra. Hell yeah. Yay! Yay! Whimsy and joy and merriment and cheerfulness. Let me la la la. Hi. Hi from over here. I think with that, that'll probably be where we call it so that I can go lay down a little bit because I think my heating pad died on me halfway through the stream and I want to go charge it. And I'm still sick. So, as much as I would love to start on another pattern, I think it's best if I go lay down. But let's raid one of my favorite streamers, Mall Dummy or Mandy, who is a like a mall mannequin themed VTuber. And is on day 4 of her re-debut, and she's really, really cool. So, go give her love. If you have any of my emotes, feel free to, do this in chat. Do this in chat when we raid, if you would like to. If not, that's cool. And yeah. Thank you, guys. Much appreciado. La, la, la. La, la, la. Little raid. Little silly raid. If it works. Why is it not working? It's not working. Aww. Bummer. Bumsers. Oh well, that's okay. We'll still go. We'll still end the stream anyways. So long, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.